Hey, hi, and hello. I'm Troy the Art Boy, and today I'm going to be designing yet another unconfirmed experiment from Lilo and Stitch, the series. Just like in all my videos, I'm going to be going over a lengthy list of how this project is organized. If you've seen my other videos and would rather skip that, then please jump to this timestamp. I'll give you a second to move on ahead if you so choose. During the credits of Leroy and Stitch the movie, there is an official list of every experiment's name along with its corresponding number. I defer to that list and work with a friend of mine over on Instagram. Their account's name is Lilo's Library to brainstorm on the function and the one true place given to that experiment based on the namesake and again number. I will say I don't just pull these functions out of nowhere. There are general guidelines for how Jumbo's creations are all organized. As for instance, numbers 000 through 099 are categorized as being household helpers. Numbers 100 through 199 are the civic disturbances. Numbers 200 through 299 are the technological and scientific experiments. Numbers 300 through 399 are the psychological experiments. 400 through 499 are the militaristic experiments. 500 through 599, which are my personal favorites, are going to be the elemental manipulators. And lastly, experiments 600 onward are all categorized as being the doomsday experiments, like Stitch. Given both the name and the number, I can get to work. Today's cousin is 015 named Ruggles. This is a fun one. Let's start here with the name. Word association has been an incredibly useful tool, which I have been quick to deploy throughout this project. When you hear the name Ruggles, what do you think of? Anything come to mind? My goofy brain jumps to Wriggly Rug or Wiggly Rug. I also think of the word cuddles. For references here, I looked up character sheets of the magic carpet from 1992's Aladdin. There were a ton of photos to pull from, which made things much easier for me. Their body would be relatively flat, like a carpet, but that made it hard for me to visualize. The typical experiment bodies I draw are constructed of 3D shapes. I more or less know how their bodies might bend or move because I see it every day. We all do. Most every living thing we see on a daily basis is comprised of 3D shapes. Here, though, Ruggles is really just a rectangle. What would they look like from the side, or what might they look like hugging or interacting with another character? Character studies are always fun to do. For me, that means drawing one character in a handful of poses and potentially in different backgrounds as well. It gives what would otherwise be a flat character that's just sort of floating off into space some depth. Throughout this project, I've been doing that quite a bit. First, I design and draw the experiment, simple enough, well, usually. Then, I draw that same experiment actually using their ability. I call this the inaction pose. I finish things up by drawing that experiment a third time, posed for their one true place image. This is to say, typically I draw an experiment three, sometimes four times, but for Ruggles, I must have drawn them close to seven or eight. I'm not sure if this makes sense, but I didn't just want to draw them doing something. I wanted to try and actually understand how this creature would occupy space and move. That meant drawing, then redrawing, then drawing again, Ruggles holding objects, jumping, running, slithering, waving, wrapped up. You get the idea. It's a lot, but it's necessary, and I think it led to what is currently one of my favorite one true place images. I decided on purple, just like the magic carpet they were originally based off of. So I had a concept of what it was going to do, and I knew how they'd move, but I still wasn't positive exactly how they would look, specifically their face.
It was at about this point when my partner in this project, Lilo's Library, sent me a picture of another fan made Lilo and Stitch experiment. If you've seen my other videos, I'm sure you already know where this is going, but an artist by the name of Sketch Lampoon used to work to design their own Lilo and Stitch experiments and gave me permission to use their designs, either in part or in full, to sort of help throughout this project. All they asked was that I credit them. I found their drawing of experiment 015, and it looks like we might have had more or less the same idea. I decided on trying to combine the two ideas instead of just making something completely new, but I really wanted to keep much of what Sketch Lampoon originally envisioned fully intact. Making the mouth of Ruggles out of what appears to be a part of a folded over carpet was brilliant. That was actually what sold me on this design in the first place. They were given 6 arms in the original drawing, which I kept, but I made them a bit longer and I imagine they stretch while in use. This cousin can wrap up and coil around people, not dissimilar to a straitjacket. I don't imagine they were designed to use their body to restrain people, but rather to be a decorative floor piece. But our little friend here is extremely ticklish, and after being stepped on, they coil up and wrap around their target. And here he is. As you can see, the final product I have is very similar to the reference from Sketch Lampoon. I did remove the tail because I think it makes it look more rug-like, and the colors changed too, of course, but by and large, the design is relatively unchanged. I can't express enough how pivotal Sketch Lampoon's work has been to creating a bunch of these early experiments. 015 would debut in an episode called That's a Wrap. They would be activated when a local woman dropped her new rolled up floor cloth onto the floor when the pod flies out and into a dog's nearby water bowl. The episode synopsis would be as follows: Bonnie and Clyde have escaped the town's prison and are causing mayhem in their wake. Nani calls in Jumba's expertise to help renovate the utility room. Leo and Stitch are in a race against Gantu and 625 to catch the latest activated cousin who has really pulled the rug out from under the townsfolk. Will experiments 149 and 150 be caught? Will 015 elude the two groups? Ruggles would ultimately find his one true place in a local Kokaya town police force, helping wrangle up wrongdoers. Let me know what you guys think. If you know of any Lilo and Stitch fan artists who you think might be interested in helping throughout this project, please send me a message and I will reach out to them. I currently have about 7 or 8 artists I'm currently collaborating with and would love to add even more if possible. So please, please, please reach out to me, reach out to them, whatever you have to do. I really want this project to be as big and sort of all inclusive as possible. If you enjoyed this video, or honestly, even if you didn't, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm still very new to this whole YouTube thing, and every like and follow just it really does help a lot. I've also started a Patreon. If you wanted to go support me over there as well, I would greatly appreciate that. I have some other videos already uploaded over there, and you'll have early access to my other designs and just discounts on my stickers and whatnot too over my Etsy. I know I've already mentioned them a couple times throughout this video, but if you have a minute, I really can't recommend enough checking out Lilo's Library over on Instagram. A bunch of other designs are already uploaded over there, along with just so much more. And I guess just one more thing. If you have just a couple minutes, go on DeviantArt and go check out Sketch Lampoon and their work. They have so much artwork over there. And like I said, a lot of their designs are going to be pretty important to this project, both currently and moving forward. So who knows? You might get a bit of a sneak peek. Thank you so much for watching, and you will see me in the next one. Bye.